I think that fraudulent concealment situation placed in front of the thing is right there. Oh, now, know what I know about their situation, about how they run their shit, about how they screw people over, about how they run you all over the country when you stand up to them and they tell you that you're mentally ill, and about how they send your ass back for a mental evaluation, and about how they send your wife off for. I don't like to work hard, and for what I'm charging for, it's a small amount. You know, like James Brown said, just a little bit. Okay, we need to have our shit kicking ass and move it on. Yeah, and I like being on a winning team. I ain't lying. Them assholes told me they got a 98% conviction rate. I'm in there. Okay, I'm listening to all these people who went through the same shit they put me and my family and my girlfriend through. Okay, then they sent me back for a forced medication order. I spent all my time in a law library. And I met a lot of people in there that stood up to them. Most of the people that were in there that weren't mouthy as me were in there because they figured out how to tap into the trust and how to do all this stuff with the money thing. That's not my thing. I like kicking the attorneys' asses and prosecutors' asses. I like making their ass suffer on this side for what they put our family through, what they put my wife through. That's why I do this. If you ever have any question about why I do this, go to the YouTube channel, look up My Story, the My Story video. So this fraudulent concealment is pretty badass, and they violate separating clause in the Constitution, and this is a federal law right here. Now, we toned this down. We have some more shit in there, too. We don't need all that other shit, okay, because they ain't going to get past that. And we just, you can see right there, we're on page 2, page 3. Okay. This is document number 2. Now, when I'm going through this, I'm not talking about the order that you file, because y'all asked to go check out the updated instructional video, and you're going to have to understand if you're the difference between judicial and non-judicial, because that makes a difference in where you actually start. But, I'm just going to go through the documents real quick here. This is demand to strike the appearance of the state players from the Attorney General's office. So you would need to use this for how you need. If you need to strike something that they rule against you, you need to strike the last. What we're doing is we're stopping the state court process or the federal court process, if that's where you're starting at. You stop that process and then get your shit filed in the other court. And so corporation can't represent itself. So the prosecutor is getting paid by the state. Oh, and the prosecutor is, saying that they was injured. Now, this is one of the punching documents, and so was the prior one. These would be things that I would consider filing before I actually filed the counterclaim or the actual lawsuit in their stuff. Okay, demand for default, obviously, you guys know what that is. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. And so the reason we're demanding for default is because they're not able to respond to none of the other stuff, allegations over in the prior documents that we filed. Now, this is right here. It's pretty old. Right here is pretty badass. So this is your demand for sanctions pursuant to Rule 11 and challenging their court's jurisdiction. This is like a mini lawsuit that you file in their shit without having to pay filing fees, without having to kiss their ass, without having to do a bunch of stuff.